My dog got lost not far from here. Did you see him by any chance? What? Wait, that's my Pebbles, my girl. I thought they killed you down by that pond. What would you like? A grey horse you have grazing here is mine.
What do you mean, yours?
Wouldn't you rather be in the good graces of someone who might have been part of that expedition?
Maybe so. All right, I'll give it to you. But you owe me one.
They drove off with a cart full of goods towards Semin. And they never came back.
Yeah, Radovan sent me, sir, but not with the goods. The thing is, he's missing his cart, along with the carter in his hands.
What? Anyway, I need the load from that cart, so saddle up your old nag and we'll ride out, Captain.
Well, now, here we have it. The blacksmith's cart.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to hide it from the road.
Ahem, gentlemen, I'm obliged to you for looking after my goods, but I'll take them back now. Just hand them over and I'll let you go.
Come on! You got no chance to learn.
You did a good job, youngster. You've got heart. And so you don't say I had you clambering over these rocks for nothing. Here's something for you.
So, job done. The cart was found and driven to Lord Semin's courtyard.
Whew. That's a relief. And what happened to that pair of idiots?
It turned out they tried to rob you.
Oh. They did they?
Aye. They plotted with some robber baron called Gules and brought the cart to him.
The bastards. I should have realized they were a bit too keen on work. And how did you get the cart back?
Well, I went to Semin, and they were wondering there too where the wagon got to. So we rode out to look for it. Me, Lord Semin, and his captain, Gnarly.
Well, God's nails. And the three of you tracked them down. The whole band.
That's right. They were hiding in Apollonia, along with the cart and the goods.
Indeed. Where else? The bastards. And what about my hands?
I'm not sure. Lord Semin took them and Gules to his courtyard. We'll see how he deals with them.
I'd know what to do with them.
Don't worry. I don't think Lord Semin will let them off lightly.
Anyway, the main thing is the cart turned up. I'd be in a right mess if it didn't.
No doubt.
And you've earned a reward for your trouble. I've got just the thing for you. Some mercenary once had his cuirass repaired here, but never came back for it. Who knows what happened to him? So now it's yours. It's been through a bit, but it'll still serve for a while.
Thanks. It'll come in handy. And have you got another job for me?
Young Lord Semin's wedding is coming up, and it's got my head spinning. Look, you must have seen Agnes, the bailiff's daughter, when you were in Truskovitz. What do you think of her?
Well, young Semin is marrying her, isn't he? Why would I have my eye on her?
Don't pretend. A statue of a saint would have his eye on her. Looks ain't everything, though. She's got such a sharp tongue on her. I almost feel sorry for young Semin. And how about you, lad? Have you got some lass waiting in Sasau?
What does all this have to do with smithing, Radovan?
What? Can't I chat about women with my apprentice? You're right, though. Let's get down to business. Old Semin wants a special sword forged for his son's wedding present.
Excellent. So what are we waiting for? Should we get to work?
Hold your horses. It can't be any old steel. This has to be a first-class job.
A blade of first-class steel?
That's right. And that's just the problem.
Ah, I see. We don't have any welded steel for that kind of sword, do we?
God's nails. You really know your stuff, youngster. And you're right. We don't have the steel for a strong sword that won't break.
I'd like to know where you're going to get your hands on some welded steel.
Relax, lad. I've got it all figured out, as it happens. There's this old hermit called Ambrose, living in Apollonia.
And he can pray for us?
God's nails, let me finish talking. The word is, he was fighting heathens years ago in faraway Andalusia, and folks say they saw this interesting broken sword in his hut. From the description, it seems our peculiar hermit has a real Toledo blade.
Welded Spanish steel? There's nothing better for a sword.
See now? You do understand. But there's a catch.
Naturally.
They say that Ambrose the Hermit has changed a lot recently. People from far and wide used to go to him for remedies and blessings. But now he won't see no one. I even heard he made a pact with the devil.
The devil? Why would the hermit make a pact with the devil?
No idea. It might just be old wives' tales.
Where can I find the hermit?
Do I look like someone who goes to a hermit for advice? I know he has a hut somewhere in Apollonia. But you'll have to ask the Truscovitz womenfolk if you want to know more.
Right. I'll try to find out more about the hermit's sword. But in return, you'll get me invited to Semin's wedding.
If it means so much to you, why not? Come and see Betty from the Truscovitz Tavern. She knows all the gossip. She'll definitely tell you more about the hermit. But Henry, if there's any truth in that pact with the devil, don't get caught up in it. The best sword in the world isn't worth eternal damnation.
I need some advice.
You want some advice? Here's some for free. I catch you fighting here again, and I'll spank your bare ass like a brat.
I said I'm sorry.
But the Cumans are still stinking up the place. Down to business. I don't have all day for you, so what do you want?
I promised Radovan the blacksmith I'd go and see Ambrose the hermit in Apollonia.
My God, lad, stay away from them rocks. Ambrose the hermit sold his soul to the devil and won't talk to nobody no more.
Yeah, I heard that as well. But it seems a bit far-fetched.
So why would an evil spirit suddenly start appearing near Apollonia? It's the devil's work, believe you me.
And has anyone sent to the castle for the priest?
Not at all. Bailiff Thrush is keeping it quiet so far. 4 strangers came here yesterday. They sat in the corner there, but once they heard about the apparition, they started to take a big interest.
What strangers?
They looked like monks, only they had daggers concealed under their robes. I saw them clearly. I'm telling you, there's something fishy going on around Ambrose.
Where did these peculiar monks come from?
Hard to say, but they rode in on well-fed horses.
Monks on horseback? That's definitely odd.
Well, Bashka the Butcher says they came from the bishop about that diabolical apparition. In short, the Inquisition.
What do you know about this apparition?
Stanislav, the herds boy. He comes running into the village that night, all terrified, saying he'd seen a rider from hell in Apollonia. And the very next night, it appeared in the rocks below the road to Tahov. There's this conciliatory stone cross there. And the next day, it was at a funny angle. There's some devilry in it for sure.
I talked to Betty.
And?
Nothing yet. It seems there's no talking to this hermit.
And Betty didn't help you?
Well, not really. It seems she's afraid.
Betty? Afraid? And did she mention me?
She didn't.
That's all water under the bridge. Betty's a tough woman, you know. Not one you'd want to rub up the wrong way. And if she's afraid, you won't have it easy, lad.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
And get a move on, for fuck's sake. Time's running out.
This is the place the innkeeper was talking about. The hermit lives somewhere up here.
Haven't you got anything better to do? Clear off before I lose my patience.
God be with you, hermit.
I don't have time for you. Go away.
Folk in the village are saying you've made a miraculous recovery. And since then, you won't let anyone near you. What happened?
Nothing happened. I just can't stand all these people coming here and disturbing me. Can't I have a moment's peace?
I came about that sword of yours. I'd like to buy it from you.
I'll keep my sword, thanks very much. It's a fine piece.
Right. Long since broken and unused. I wouldn't hum and haw too long if I were you. Radovan the blacksmith will give you a good price for it.
Oh, right. You mean that sword? I don't have it anymore.
Pity about your sword. It was made from good steel from what I heard. A holy man with something precious like that. Where did you actually get it, Ambrose?
What's that got to do with you? You ask too many questions.
Maybe I went too far. My apologies, hermit. All I was after was the sword.
Oh, God. If I give you that piece of old junk, will you leave me alone?
I can promise you that. What are you asking for it?
Nothing. Just a small service. Listen carefully, then. There's an old widow called Margaret living in the village. Take this cross to her, and say to her exactly these words. Margaret, Ambrose forgives you, but his brother must get what is rightfully his.
Margaret, Ambrose forgives you, but his brother must get what is rightfully his.
That's right.
I hope she'll know what this is about.
Don't worry, she will. Give her the cross, and I'll tell you where you can find the sword. Benedictio Domini sit tecum.
Dumb. A person should pray to themselves, quietly.
Good morning.
This might seem strange, but I'm supposed to give you this.
A cross? Mother of God. What is the meaning of this?
Margaret, Ambrose forgives you, but his brother must get what he deserves.
Ambrose? The hermit?
It was his wish that I give you the cross and the message. He said you'd know what it's about.
Oh my God! By all that's holy, it couldn't possibly be him. All those years, I'd lost hope. I never forgave myself. I committed a mortal sin.
Well, I don't know what you did. But this is supposed to be your absolution.
No, there's no absolution. Not yet. You said it yourself. Not until Ambrose's brother gets what he deserves. The bones. They still lie there outside the wall. Help me. His soul must find peace.
All right. I'll help you. But you'll have to tell me more.
Thank you, lad, thank you. But not here. We must go to the graveyard. That's where my curse lies.
Let's go then. There's no time to waste.
Here it is.
What does the graveyard have to do with absolution?
Hold on. Not so fast. I'll tell you everything. First, tell me... Are you afraid of the dead?
It's the living I'm more afraid of than the dead.
One should fear the dead. But in the end, it's probably a good thing that you have no fear. You see, one poor soul is waiting for redemption. For years and years.
Ah, I get it now. Ambrose's brother has to get what he deserves. This is about the soul of Ambrose's brother.
His name was Yun. He lies outside the graveyard wall, buried without rites. He's been there for 30 years.
What happened to him?
The memories are painful. We were childhood friends, and Yun loved me. Only, I chose his friend Vashek over him. He couldn't get over the rejection. So he lay in wait for Vashek one evening.
And Vashek killed him?
It was an accident. They quarrelled. Yun drew his sword first, and Vashek had to defend himself. Apparently, they got close to the cliff edge while they were fighting, and Jan fell. When they found his body at the bottom of the cliff, people thought he'd killed himself. The only one who didn't believe it was Jan's brother.
Ah, the conciliatory cross where they saw the apparition. That's to commemorate Jan.
His brother Ambrose had it built there. And those diabolical apparitions. It's my fault for saying nothing. God is punishing me for my sins.
Nonsense. God wouldn't use a diabolical apparition to scare you, would he? And what's more, Ambrose forgave you, didn't he?
Only on the condition that Jan's bones will be laid to rest in consecrated ground. Help me lay him to rest in a proper grave, please.
But without telling the priest and gravedigger. Isn't that sacrilege?
That's the only way we can put right a terrible mistake. Jan didn't kill himself.
All right. We'll give him a proper burial. Jan's soul has the right to eternal rest.
Thank you. The Lord will pay you back 100-fold. There's a rose bush outside the graveyard wall. You'll find his bones beneath it. Please bury him beside my Vashek. Here, beneath the pine tree. In that way they'll be reconciled at least in death. Then place Ambrose's cross on his grave to bless their reconciliation.
Your journey ends here, Jan. I don't know what you have on your conscience. But rest in peace. I don't know much about prayer in these situations, but... Our Father, there are many sinners in this world, but in the end, we all face your judgment. For what we should have done, but lacked the courage to do. So forgive me this little sacrilege. You know better than anyone that it was the right thing to do. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven, and deliver us from evil. Amen. Ambrose's brother Jan got what he deserved, just as the hermit wanted.
I saw that. May his soul find peace at last.
And yours too, Margaret.
30 years. I thought about it every day.
It's all right now. You did the right thing. Everything else is beyond the law of man.
I'd like to reward you somehow.
I expect you wouldn't want anyone to hear about all this, right?
Well, if you... Will you keep it to yourself?
I don't want anything. And I won't tell anyone.
Thank you. My nephew is a tailor, and he knows a thing or two about alchemy. If you ever need anything from him, I'll put in a word for you. God be with you, Henry.
Whoa! Whoa!
Hey, fella! Listen! We need help!
Who are you? And who do you serve?
We are Knights of the Cross with the Red Star. Good brothers in Christ. I'll explain everything, but there's no time now. We have to act fast. Our brother Glesgan is dying. The crazy fool shot him. Help us.
All right. We'll have a quiet talk. What happened?
If you're going to see the hermit, be warned. The man in the hut is just pretending to be the hermit. His name is Conrad, and he's a fraud and a murderer. The Inquisition paid him to murder our Grandmaster Zdeněk in Prague. Fortunately, God did not let him carry out the crime. But 2 of our brothers were killed by Conrad when they tried to detain him.
And I see a third one will soon join them.
He was just about to flee from here as well. We took him by surprise, but he had time to grab that damned crossbow and shoot Glesgan. By the Virgin Mary, help us. We have to catch him.
That swine tried to deceive me. He mustn't get away.
God, thank you. Try to get close unseen, and set fire to the haystack on the right-hand side of the yard. Then his crossbow will be useless. But do it quickly, before he gets away.
Hey, stop right there. Halt, or I'll shoot.
Wait! Hermit, what are you doing?
Don't move a muscle, I mean it.
I don't know what's going on here. I just want to talk with you in peace.
I understand, but there's no time for talk now.
They sent me after you, but I'm not your enemy.
I don't believe you. I don't believe anyone anymore. I don't want to kill you. Go away.
I can help you. Let's talk.
All right. But make it quick. And no sudden movements. Agnostico fortunam. Patagina. What do you want?
You wanted to run off and break our agreement.
And what is it you want to hear from me?
Why do they want to kill you?
Why? They want to silence me. I had proof of our Grandmaster Zdeněk's treachery. But they are blind. They refuse to believe me.
What about the murders? Did you really kill 2 brothers of the Order?
I had to defend myself. I'd be dead if I hadn't killed them.
Why did you come to the Hermit?
Ambrose was the only one who could stand up to our Grandmaster Zdeněk and put an end to his crimes. He was the seneschal of our order. Now it's all over. And I will remain an outcast till I die.
Where can I find that broken sword?
It's not far. At the edge of the meadow up there are 2 entangled birch trees. There's a grave beneath them, and the sword is on the grave.
That's all I need to know.
There's no time to go into it. Sorry, young man. You got mixed up in a game of high stakes, and there's no way back.
In that case, we'll play that game out together. Just let them come.
Thank you, friend. Benedictio Domini sit tecum. I know the truth, and I can tell you. But if you'd rather try to kill me, come on! Fuck, I can't get a shot in. Oh, fuck you, whore son.
Now we'll have you, you scum!
What do you want, swine?
Go fuck yourself! I'm going to gut you!
Fuck! Another one!
You kick the bucket, you shit! Fortune is on my side! Put that away!
Damn it, Hermit. What was that all about?
Things aren't what you think. I owe you an explanation.
Yeah, you're right. Let's hear it then.
And what is it you want to hear from me?
Why were they trying to kill you?
I had proof that our Grandmaster Zdeněk had betrayed the Order and was conspiring with the Prague chapter. But it was turned against me. Damned Inquisition. First they chased out Ambrose, and now me.
Where can I find that broken sword?
It's not far. At the edge of the meadow up there are 2 entangled birch trees. There's a grave beneath them, and the sword is on the grave.
That's all I need to know.
And that's an end to it. This is in return for your silence.
Thank you, but no. On the run, you'll need the money more than me. Now that's what I call steel. It may be broken, but there's hardly a trace of rust. So I'm back, Master Blacksmith.
Excellent. How did it go with the hermit?
He's dead.
What? Did you?
No, not me. It just got a bit complicated. Anyway, it turns out old Ambrose really used to be a knight. And this really is Toledo steel. You were right, Blacksmith.
God's nails. That's quite something.
First class welded steel. Ambrose must have broken the sword himself, deliberately. It wouldn't have just happened in battle.
That's exactly what we need. See now, youngster. My clever plan worked out nicely in the end.
Right. Well, thank you very much for your, clever plan.
You haven't disappointed me yet, lad. So I'm sure forging an exceptional sword won't be a problem for you either.
Wait, I thought you wanted to do it yourself. I'm just your assistant, after all.
Not at all. I trust you. One day you'll become a master. That is, unless you lose your head first.
Burning. Fine. Now to temper it. Got something for you, Blacksmith.
God's nails, you weren't bullshitting.
I'd say it looks pretty much like a sword, eh?
Looks like. This is a damned fine piece of steel. Damned fine.
Thanks. I was glad to help. But now there's something I need from you.
I'll pay you, of course. And if you want to do some smithing, I won't throw you out of my forge either.
No, you know full well what I need. I have to get to Samin's wedding.
Why is it so important for you? It'll just be a lot of people stuffing their faces. You can find that anywhere.
I have my reasons, and you don't need to know them.
God's nails, lad. You're full of mysteries. But whatever, that's your business. I don't mind taking you to the wedding. Nothing to it. We can set off once you're ready.
The sword's ready, so what are we waiting for?
Are those your best clothes?
I'll find some.
Come back when you no longer look like you've just come from shoveling manure. We're not going to some village fete, but a nobleman's wedding, for Christ's sake. Dress up nicely so you don't disgrace me. And please, no damned armor.
All right, all right.
Stop moaning and do it. We don't want to be late.
How can I help you today, friend?
I'd like a set of clothes for the wedding.
You've come to the right place. I'm sure you'll find something you like. And when you change into it, I'll tell you right away if it's appropriate for the wedding. I know what I'm talking about. I'm invited too. I sewed clothes for the groom.
What about this? Do I look like a proper wedding guest now?
Well, it's not that bad, but it's still missing something.
Show me your wares. Do I look good now? I don't want to embarrass myself at the wedding.
Magnificent. I couldn't have picked a better outfit myself. I think you're ready to dazzle them all.
You have a kind master. Huh?
Can we go to Samin now?
Wasn't too hard, was it? You're looking quite spruce, in fact. I don't have to worry about you showing me up anymore.
Good to hear. Should we go?
Hold your horses for a while, Henry. I need to wash and change too, and then we can go.
Welcome, blacksmith. We were beginning to worry.
I bet you were. I'm bringing a wedding present.
Look who's finally here. Welcome, Radovan. And Henry.
Sir?
Well, do you have it?
Of course. Your son deserves the best. You can take it.
No, hold on to it. I'd be glad if you gave it to Older yourself.
I'd be honored.
Has Lord von Bergov arrived yet?
Henry, that's none of your business.
It's all right, Radovan. I understand his curiosity. Lord von Bergov isn't here yet, but Chamberlain Ulrich assures me he'll arrive any moment now.
Sir, could I ask you to introduce me to Lord von Bergov?
God's nails. I'm sure his lordship will have nothing better to do than talking to my apprentice.
We'll see, Henry. Now, unfortunately, I have other things to attend to. What are those beggars still doing by the gate? I thought I made it clear I wanted them gone, didn't I?
I drove them off, but they came back. They just won't take no for an answer.
At least close the gate for now so the guests don't see them. They must be gone before Sir Otto arrives. Do you understand?
Oh dear. You seem rather worried. Would it have to do with your guest of honor?
I'm afraid of it ending up in disgrace. I wouldn't want Sir Otto to take offense and leave before he gives Older his blessing.
Is there anything I can do to help?
No, Henry. It's nice of you to offer your help, but I can't ask that of you. What kind of host would that make me?
Don't worry about it, sir. Since Henry is volunteering, why not take up his offer? If he proves himself, you can introduce him to Lord Van Berghoff as a reward. If that's what he wants.
I promise I won't bring shame to you.
Oh, we'll see. I've got to make some arrangements with the cook, but come and see me later. In the meantime, you can introduce yourself to the bailiff's son, Svatopluk, over there. You're the same age, so I think you'll get along just fine.
That's right, Henry. Svatja. He's fun to be around. God's nails, I bet he'll show you the prettiest girls around.
There's plenty of other entertainment, too. Bailiff Thrush is holding a dice tournament, and Captain Gnarly a dueling contest. In short, a proper wedding. Eat and drink to your heart's content. Rejoice. It's a big day for Sameen.
One more thing, sir.
What else? Did I forget something?
They're, weapons.
Yes, of course. Please leave your weapons with Tuma. You surely understand, it's for security.
All our weapons?
Well, the wedding present is an exception, of course. Keep it safe, Radovan.
How's your health?
What can I tell you?
Hey, I know you. You fought with us at the tavern.
Aye. That was some brawl.
Right you are. You fought bravely. Both you and that friend of yours. You were outnumbered, but you still gave us a run for our money.
You know how it is. It's not the first brawl I've been in.
I could tell. Anyway, as far as you and I are concerned, let's let bygones be bygones. All good?
It's all good.
See? I'm no idiot. I just can't stand stuck-up fellas. And you're not one of them, are you?
I hope not.
I know you're not. You're a good lad, I can tell. What do they call you?
Henry.
I'm Svatya. The pretty girl getting married today is my sister.
So I've heard.
This is Vitek.
The son of the biggest drunkard around. Be glad you didn't have the honor. Fortunately, my father's not here to embarrass me again.
Quiet, you two. Sakura. Now I don't know what he said to her. Christ. Look at her face.
Whose?
Look over there. That pretty girl and the sad sack trying to impress her.
That's our friend, Wojtek.
Do you know who she is?
Mishka. Her ma is old Sameen's cook. That asshole Wojtek thinks he's going to win her over with some idiotic verse.
Actually, girls like poems. Well, unless you gabble like a barnyard gander while reciting them.
Gander, huh? Good one. Why don't you show Wojtek how it's done?
You can forget about it.
Jesus Christ! There's an idea! Let's bet on who has a better chance with Mishka. Vulgar Wojtek or handsome Henry.
I'd like to see that. You're on.
My money's on Henry. 10 groschen. So off you go, dust off your hose, tuck in your shirt, and go and win her heart.
I'll wager 10 groschen he fails.
There's no way I'm...
Fantastic. I knew right away you'd be up for a bit of fun.
Wait, no,
Stop dilly-dallying and go and get her! Before Wojtek wears her down!
Is there any point in trying to get a word in?
None. That's our Svatya for you.
Ah, bugger off. It'll be a laugh. I don't know who I pity more, Mishka or Wojtek.
Whereas she knows it all too well. I bet she likes this.
Mishka? Oh, Mishka, dearest. You give me no rest.
Really? Isn't it the other way around?
You keep me awake at night.
You poor thing. Try a decoction of Melissa and Valerian.
How I long to hold you tight.
I can hardly breathe as it is.
Great things.
How I long to kiss your lips. And, put my hands on your hips.
Enough. I can't listen to another word.
That makes two of us.
And you are who?
I'm Henry.
What do you want here?
To make the acquaintance of the young damsel. If she's willing, of course.
She's not willing, and she has no interest in your nonsense.
The damsel has a voice and a name.
And may I know it? Or is that impertinent?
Mishka.
Now look here.
Anything wrong?
I spoke to her first.
Are we on the marketplace here?
You think you can amuse Mishka more? That's a joke.
Look, Wojtek. Why don't we just leave Mishka alone, eh? She's not interested in our buffoonery anyway.
What buffoonery? It was you who interrupted us.
He interrupted you. More like he rescued me.
But I thought you liked it.
Well, do you know what it means to think?
I don't understand this at all. But girls like poems. All of them. Ma said so.
Recite to your ma, then. And give her my greetings.
But...
Sorry I didn't realise right away.
Better late than never. Wojtek still hasn't figured it out, though.
But...
Hey, come along with me, Henry.
Fucking hell. See what you did? Mishka would be mine if it wasn't for your meddling.
Isn't it better here?
It's a nice place. Thanks for showing it to me. It's definitely quieter here.
I come here when I want to be alone. Or when I'm washing laundry.
You want to be alone? At a wedding?
It's not that. I like weddings. Only fellas like Wojtek spoil the fun for me a bit. Every time. Some fella comes sniffing around me, telling me how pretty I am, how clever, how well I dance. Or about how he's so rich, smart, and God knows what else.
Those are the worst.
Thanks for getting rid of Wojtek for me. I hope you won't live to regret it.
Don't you worry about me.
Enough of that. I'd rather hear about you. Like, where you're from, what you're doing here. You're not a local. I'd know you if you were.
Where am I from?
Unless it's a secret, of course.
I'm from Skalitz.
And what's this Skalitz of yours like?
Burned down.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't want to bring up sad memories. Wouldn't you like to dance? It'll take your mind off things.
Gladly. May I have the honour?
And do you know how? Or will you stamp on my slippers?
I reckon I can manage a few steps. I haven't tried it for a while.
Don't worry. It'll all come back to you.
Care to dance?
Twit. So, and 1, 2, 3, and off we go.
Here in front of everyone? That digs and balls.
See? You're doing pretty good.
Thanks. I'm really trying.
And keep it going then.
I hope he's got something up his sleeve. He can't possibly come off worse than Wojtek. Unless he tries to...
Thanks, Henry. I enjoyed the dance.
Would you look at that? The return of the prodigal son. How did it go?
Mishka's a nice girl. I'm glad I got to know her.
I don't doubt it. Where did you two go? Took you a while.
We danced and then parted ways. Nothing more.
We saw you dancing. But where were you hiding before?
We were just talking. We went somewhere quieter.
Talked, eh? That's the best story you can make up?
Give him a break. Not everyone's a blabbermouth like you.
Either way, it looks like I won the bet, Svatya.
That's true. Oh well, we have to drink. To the newlyweds' health.
That's what everybody here drinks to. Let's drink to us, fellas.
I'm here to help you, son.
I said you didn't have to.
Well, I made a promise. Is this about the beggars by the gate?
That too, but I'm more worried about my wayward relatives and their insatiable thirst.
You mean Yurko and the Moravians?
Oh, what did I do to deserve a nephew like him?
I'll try to keep an eye on them. Maybe I'll be able to keep them in check.
You'd be pulling a thorn from my side. But don't get your hopes up. Getting between them and booze is asking for trouble.
What about the beggars, sir?
Try asking Tuma, the guard on the gate. Maybe he's figured something out already.
I'll talk to Tuma and we'll work something out.
Well, try to be done with it before Lord von Berghoff arrives.
Of course.
Thanks, Henry. I appreciate it.
You're Henry, right? The one who came with the blacksmith?
The one and only.
You came to help me with them beggars?
Lord Semyon would be glad if we got rid of them. I was told you'd know how.
It doesn't take a scholar to figure out. They came for alms, that's all. If they get some food, they'll be on their way.
So what kind of food do you think we should give them?
If it was up to me, I'd give them scraps from the kitchen. But the cook keeps saying there's no scraps. Says she uses it all for soup and gruel. She put the scraps away in the pantry and won't let anyone in there.
Isn't there any way I could reason with her?
That's not going to be easy. She's got one hell of a mouth. I think even old Semming's afraid of her. He put her in charge of the feast, and now they're fighting over every single groschen. The wedding already cost him a fortune. If he starts giving to the poor as well, there'll be hell to pay.
I'll try talking to her.
Are you drunk?
Not drunk enough for a wedding feast.
God, this will be a fuck-up.
Well, if I can't reason with the cook, I can always try sneaking into the pantry.
Well, if you do, just make sure she doesn't catch you.
Did you notice if she ever leaves the kitchen?
I've seen her go and gather herbs, or put more food on the tables from time to time. But someone would have to eat it all first.
There's nothing left to eat at one of the tables.
Really? Well, I'll be. Excuse me. I'll check it out. Take care, and have a pleasant evening. Get out of my way. You'll find food outside.
Christ, pardon me.
Look what I brought from the pantry.
You're not serious? You really sneaked in there? To be honest, I really didn't think you'd succeed. That's that then. Thanks for the help. And you know what? Wait for me here. I'll throw it to them, and then we'll drink to our success. And no excuses.
Well, well. Look what the cat dragged in.
Easy, gents. I'll come in peace.
You gave me a hammer in last time. Well, you'll near be so lucky this time, fella.
You want to fight? Here.
What's the matter? Are you shitting it? The laddie looks like he's gonna start greeting.
What?
We're only having you on, pal. It's all water under the bridge. I'm Yurko from Moravia, and these fine lads hail from there too.
I'm Henry, from Scallis.
Well, Henry, come and have a wee drink with us to settle our differences.
Why not? I'd love to have a drink with you.
Of course you would. Fuck. That pish of yours makes me heave. It's near fit to drink. We have to find something better.
Why me? Can't you fetch it yourselves?
We cannot do that. Everybody kens us around here. We're old Saminsky thinking. We stick out like a sore thumb. But you're just a damn wee fella that nobody kens. No one will take a blind bit of notice.
Oh, thank you very kindly. You know why Lord Samin won't give you anything better? Because he's afraid you'll get drunk and start a brawl.
Now look here, you bambot. I'll tell you an age-old piece of wisdom. A dry Moravian is 100 times more edge than a drunk one. So, if you didn't want this place smashed to pieces, bring us some decent liquor.
I see. This is getting serious. And where would I find something?
Something, my ass. We want the good swally we brought from Moravia. Seeing as we can't there be not but pishy. But old Samin took it from us and hid it in the fortress dunnies.
Dunnies?
The cellars. That old Boddock even put them under guard with our liquor inside.
Right. But how will I recognise this stuff I'm looking for?
I'm sure you'll be able to tell. It's a wee jug. Well, maybe not all that wee.
And who's guarding the cellar?
A guard, of course. He's holed up in there like a badger, gawking at the door and not moving an inch.
I don't think there's much I can do about the guard. Do you have any ideas?
I didn't care. Just get rid of him. Make up some geech so he fucks off. I'll let you in there. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Everybody's drinking and having a good time, and you're stuck sitting here in the cellar. Aren't you bored?
Don't even get me started. Finally, a proper wedding after all these years, and I'm sent to guard the cellar. So them Moravian drunkards don't drink it dry? Pah! And I'm so thirsty. I could suck the damp out of these walls.
I really don't envy you.
Thank you. I feel so much better.
Now go and get yourself a beer. I'll take over for you for a while.
No way! If Tuma found out, he'd chew my arse off.
Tuma? Oh, come on. He's drinking too. We had some schnapps together a moment ago.
What? That sly bastard.
See? Why should you be stuck here like a sack of dry grain?
Right you are. If Tuma can drink, so can I.
Look what I found for you.
Well, hooray! Bring it on! Ah. Well, that's something else. Hail Henry. Come and sit with us and have a swig.
I can't say no to that, since I brought it to you.
I knew you know Egypt. To health, God, and Henry.
And to the newlyweds.
To them too. One-ums up.
God's nails, Henry. We're in trouble. You've got to help me.
What's happened?
The sword's gone. Someone must have taken it.
The wedding present for the young lord?
Not so loud, for God's sake. If I don't get it back, the old man will wipe the floor with me. You'll see. He'll make sure I never forge another nail in this county.
And couldn't you have left it somewhere?
Leave behind something so precious? Never. Someone stole it.
Can you remember the last time you saw it?
I don't know. Maybe when we came, I showed it to old Semine. He told me what a masterpiece it was.
I was there. What did you do then?
Then I ate a little something, drank, and went to take a piss.
And you had the sword on you the whole time?
Why would I go to piss with it? I put it down in the grass by the wall.
Aha. Let me guess. You haven't seen it since then?
I've been looking for it ever since.
Did you show the sword to anyone else?
Well... You know, I had to show off a bit. It was such a lovely piece of work for Lord Semine himself.
Who were you showing off that sword to?
A few people came to me to see it. A couple of girls. Young lads, too.
Young lads?
Aye, it's true. And one of them was a bit cocky.
What did the lad look like?
I don't know exactly. With all the commotion around here. He was kind of young, you know, a fob. Like a lot of fellas around here.
Oh, that could be any one of a dozen.
If I knew exactly which one it was, I'd go and see him myself.
And what was he wearing? Try to remember.
Aye, I know that. He was in yellow. He was well dressed, all right.
Don't you at least remember how he acted? Something that sticks in your mind?
Well, as I say, he was just cheeky-like. And he had these strange manners. Like one of the nobles. He's been strutting around to impress some wench. The one that lewd Chamberlain brought here, I think.
Ah, I see. I know exactly who we're looking for.
You do?
No, actually. I have absolutely no idea who you're talking about. I'll try to find the lad. Maybe he'll know more.
If you find my sword on him, hang him by the balls right away.